very chilly Thursday morning. It's the 29th of January, 2026. Cloudy skies today. Oh, I see a little sunshine too. 46 will be our high. Then about a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, which isn't great. Some clouds around. 41 for the high. And Saturday, well, bundle up. Bundle up if you're going to be outdoors. Partly sunny skies. The high is 26.
Ooh.
And could see -2
Woo.
for a wind chill.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be out in that for very long.
No, thank you.
Sunday's high, 37, and then Monday, 45. Tuesday, I think we get back in the 50s, which is pretty exciting. Get us back in the 50s. That's really where we belong.
I like the 50s. I enjoyed
Yeah.
the music. The hairstyles were good.
I don't know, the bell bottoms and some of the outfits,
That's
not
the
so much.
70s.
Well,
You're
they
thinking of the
kind of,
70s.
they kind of,
50s would be
What-
the
what did you
pegged
have?
jeans.
the
Yeah.
peg.
They had pegged jeans.
I
Yeah.
don't- Well, we weren't around then, so.
No,
yeah.
no. Yeah, we weren't. But
Thank
that's,
goodness I didn't have any peg jeans.
that's why I remember it well.
Yeah, well, that's good,
What?
Richard.
Okay.
Very nice.
807 with Dixon and Vining, and Anthony and Company Jewelers is the place to go get that Valentine's Day present for your sweetie. They've got a huge selections, rings, pendants, earrings, bracelets, all kinds. They've got precious stones. They have got fantastic settings and beautiful precious metals to put these things in, pearls and things of that ilk, by the way. Jewelry for men as well, in case you hadn't heard. You can stop by, take a look at that. They do high-end watch repair. They do all kinds of jewelry repair, all in-house. So if you're looking for a jeweler to get you on the right foot, these are the guys that you want to talk to. It's deceptively large inside. Looks small from the front. Then you go in, you're like, oh, bigger than we thought. Okay. Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe. Prices so low they can't afford to have a sale. Ask about getting something specially designed just for VU, because they'll do it for you. Our good buddy Ken the Liberal. You love Ken the Liberal,
Oh, yeah.
don't you?
We all love Ken, right?
He says, we all heard Tom Homan say he's drawing down. I know you guys don't like that, but your listeners heard him clearly. They're going back to waiting on already arrested people to be handed over while still in custody. That's nothing new, guys. The roaming gangs of ICE agents are being drawn down, period. Your constant spinning and propaganda pushing is always entertaining, though. Ken, I don't think you understand. Minnesota has been a sanctuary state. Minneapolis has been a sanctuary city. The very definition of that is we don't cooperate with ICE and we don't hand over these guys when we have them in custody. We let them back on the street. Now they are agreeing for the first time to start handing them over to ICE. And that's why Homan said, if they do this and they follow through, then we'll be drawing down. You heard me. We'll be drawing down. Yeah, everybody wants that. They don't want to be there. We don't want them there. Minnesota doesn't want them there. Quickest, easiest way to do that, stop being a freaking sanctuary city. Start actually holding on to the bad guys when you have them and handing them to ICE. Honor the ICE detainers. They haven't been doing that, Ken. They're going to start doing it now. That's the big change. You can spin this as a win for you if you want to, but the fact is Minneapolis is going to have to stop being a sanctuary city. Minnesota's going to have to stop being a sanctuary state if they want ICE to leave.
And that is a win.
It's a huge
for
win.
everyone.
Exactly.
Ken, it's a win for you
Yep.
because you are a United States citizen. It is a win for every single person that lives in this country, and especially the people of Minnesota, because the criminal element, the horrible criminal element of illegal aliens that have committed crimes there, will no longer be in their sanctuary city. Thank you, Tom Homan. Thank you to ICE agents. Thank you to Border Patrol and anybody else that has just had to go through, weeks of this.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I want to say this because I think these guys are taking a page out of the Hamas playbook or out of the Palestinian Authority playbook. Remember, like Netanyahu would come out and he'd say, like, we've made great strides. You know, we're dealing with the Palestinians. We're working hard with them. I think we're going to, get some progress here. We're going to, we're making, great strides toward peace. And then Mahmoud Abbas would come out speaking to his own people, and he would say, we have to kill the Jew pig dog. They all have to die. It's going to be terrible, and we got to, mow them down and kill them wherever we see them, and so on and so forth. When he just came from the negotiations that Netanyahu was talking about. I expect Jacob Fry to come out and make a lot of bombastic statements, none of which are going to hold up, but he's got to keep his little base happy there.
Oh, he
He's
sure
got to make it
does.
seem like, oh, no, we're not working with anybody in this. But watch and see. This is all going to calm down if they do follow through on that. And that's all they had to do. If you're wondering why there haven't been riots in Texas, there haven't been riots in Florida, there haven't been riots in Tennessee, haven't been
Memphis.
riots in Alabama, we've
Nope.
got ICE agents here because we actually hand over the bad guys when they come. It's quick. It's easy. It doesn't involve muss or fuss or rioting or honking of horns or people blowing whistles. And that's all Minneapolis and Minnesota has to do.
That's it.
It's amazing.
It's very, very simple.
It is incredibly
And then
easy.
guess what?
Mm.
Once they're done with their job, that's right.
They can
They
leave.
get out of
They can leave.
Minneapolis.
Yep.
That's the goal.
On
All
their way.
along, that's been the goal.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Americans could see a $1,000 tax refund boost. Do you think you're going to see this?
No.
Average
Did you
tax
read,
refund.
Did you read through it?
Yeah. Average tax refund expected to jump by about $1,000 this year, pushing typical payouts past $4,000. The filing season officially opened Tuesday. Treasury Department projects a staggering $429 billion in refunds will be issued during the 2026 tax season, up sharply from $329 billion last year, thanks largely to President Donald Trump's signature on the second-term tax law. The White House is touting the surge as the biggest refund season ever.
Yeah, a lot of people will love this because there may be some extra money coming to you this year and next and 2025 and 2026.
If I owe $1,000 less this year, then that'll make a huge difference in terms of my not having to write as big a check to the IRS because I usually have to write them a check.
Nice.
I prefer that
Wouldn't
to
be
them
nice if you
holding on to
don't?
my money,
Mhm.
you know. But if that makes a difference in the state income tax, which I don't know that it will, then I would actually get more money back, which would be nice because they sent me it balanced out pretty well last year. I think I ended up down about $700 overall. I want to say something like that. I think I had to pay $3,700, and I got $3,000 back from the state. And it's like, okay, $700. That's not bad. I'll take that deal. That's
Yeah.
pretty. At the end of the year, I owe them $700. I'd rather that than they hold on to my $3,700 and either don't give it back to me or do give it back to me at some point. No, I'd rather owe them than them owe me is the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Really, people don't like that though.
Well,
Don't
everybody
care for
thinks
that.
it's a win to get some money back, but
Yep.
again, sometimes you can't work the numbers
No.
perfect to know how that's going to work out.
Oh, they're
but-
making it harder on a
Yeah.
regular basis. They're making it harder every year. I mean, good Lord, I'm beating my head against a wall over here trying to figure out how we can get these closer together, and
It's
I
hard.
can't do it.
Yep.
Can't do it. A cruise ship had to be rescued by a Coast Guard vessel the other day. It was trapped in heavy sea ice.
Oh my goodness! Well, that's a cold cruise. I'm not sure where are they. Where'd
Uh,
you go?
It's the Ross Sea. The Scenic Eclipse 2 became stuck while sailing through the Ross Sea, requested assistance after it was unable to break through the surrounding pack ice. Coast Guard sent out the USCGC Polar Star. That's an icebreaker.
Can I just ask who in the world in the winter is going to sail near Antarctica? Why are we doing that? Don't we take a cruise to go someplace nice and warm and toasty to get out of the cold?
Is there
Instead, they're going into the cold.
is there some sort of scenic eclipse taking
I
place?
don't
Is
know.
that why they were on the
This is
boat?
really,
I have
I
no
don't know.
answers. Scenic Eclipse 2 can carry up to 228 passengers and 176 crew members, according to the cruise line's website, with reduced passenger capacity during Antarctic sailings. No kidding. The hell were they doing there?
I don't know. I don't know. I know some people like ice, snow, winter. Y'all have it,
It's a
but
name for
I'm
those
not
people.
sure. You're all are crazy.
Morons.
Get out of there.
Morons. Idiots.
Because it leads to things like
Oh,
this.
yes. Stuck in the ice. What's wrong with you people?
Have you seen Titanic? I don't want any of that either in my life.
Man, oh, man.
Hey, where'd that cruise ship go? I don't know. It hit an iceberg.
If you walk out into your garage and it is chilly out there, could you imagine how much nicer it might be if you had an insulated garage door? That's right, insulated garage door. Because really, chances are good that you have at least one, maybe two sides of the garage that are up against the house. And if you do, then you're getting some heat coming from the house into the garage. And it's just disappearing right out that paper-thin door that you have. If you get an insulated garage door from ProLift Garage Doors, your garage could be as warm and toasty as the rest of your home. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to work on your vehicle or dig around for whatever it is you're trying to find in your storage area out there without freezing your tuchus off? That's ProLift Garage Doors, proliftdoors.com. Ask about their wide array of insulated garage doors. 286-9727. They repair all makes and models as well. 286-9727, proliftdoors.com. ProLift Garage Doors. Man, these kids today, we just don't speak the same language. You know what I mean? It's 820. Dixon Inviting, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Cool one right now, but getting up to 46 today. Wow. Break out the shorts and the sandals.
Not quite yet.
No.
Getting closer.
Tomorrow, 46. Saturday, 26.
That's the one that's going to hurt.
We're going the wrong direction. We're going the wrong direction. How does he know where we're going?
I don't know.
Yeah, and then we will actually rise back up again on Sunday to the wonderful temperature of 37. So
Yeah,
we're going to be in great
we'll
shape.
get above
Yeah.
freezing.
It'll be nice.
That's nice. But I did see 50 on either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, so just hang in there. Hopefully we'll get
Alrighty.
back into those 50-degree
Good.
temps.
Okie-dokie.
Daniel at Noble Contractors, do you know him? Great guy, a veteran of the military, and I trust him implicitly when it comes to getting free estimates from him when it comes to gutters. This is all that he does, gutters. So he's extremely knowledgeable. I'd call him an expert in the field of gutters. Certainly he and his crew just do a great job. And I know that because I've had friends and family that have reached out to him, took care of a good friend of mine whose mother that lives out on Lake Logan Martin, and she needed all new gutters. And she was like, I was blown away at how very reasonable Daniel was. She got a couple of other estimates. That's great. Go ahead and do that. And then get your estimate from Noble Contractors when you need gutters and go, wow. Daniel's going to do a great job for you. Has the gutter covers. Any problems with, let's say there's some rotten wood behind the current gutters that are there. They're just not doing the job that they need to. He'll repair the rotten wood, rotten rafter tails, the fascia, the soffits, anything like that that needs to be fixed. Of course, before he puts up the new gutters, he will resolve that. So talk to him. What color gutters do you need? He's got a whole bunch of different colors. So whatever you want on your home, he can take care of you. Get the free estimate. Call Daniel today. Here's his direct number, 422-3034, 422-3034. Be sure to tell him you're a Talk 99.5 listener to get that 10% discount on your new gutters and get to know him. He's just a great guy. Or store the number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need somebody as knowledgeable as he is about gutters, and he does repairs as well. 422-3034, NobleContractorsALA.com.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
There's a lot in the news today, and how about this? There has been suspicion for about 6 years now over the 2020 election results in Georgia specifically. Something seemed very off, and now we have movement on that investigation. The FBI executed a court-authorized search warrant at the Fulton County Elections Office near Atlanta. This happened yesterday. The investigation is focusing on the county's main election facility in Union City, where agents went Wednesday to start their search into records and computers. Georgia did their own investigation and independent review, I'm sure they did, and said that they did find procedural mistakes, but that they said that there wasn't any widespread fraud, or that's what they believe. So don't forget, good old Fani Willis, the Fulton County District Attorney, secured a wide range of indictments against Donald Trump after he claimed that something fishy was going on with that election. The case, of course, was dismissed after courts disqualified her office over a conflict of interest. So isn't this interesting? It's taken some time, but maybe there will be some answers as they dig a little deeper into what in the world was going on in Fulton County in 2020.
Well, Fulton County election officials now say, oh, they took the boxes. They're no longer secure, so we can't really be sure that the results that they come up with are the right results. Apparently, as long as they're in Fulton County's possession, then they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Biden won. As soon as they leave their possession, they're like, hey, all bets are off. We have no idea what could have happened out there. No clue whatsoever. Hired themselves a nice criminal defense attorney, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Fulton County.
But get ready, Fulton County.
Just wanted to be sure, just in case something is going horribly wrong here. All righty then.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Isn't this an interesting time that we live in? The president is strongly encouraging leaders from Iran to engage in some peace talks. That is because he is sending a massive, he called it, armada to that region in an effort to press them to get going, come to the table, let's talk. Trump shared on social media that this is a larger fleet that is headed by the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln, and they are on their way there to maybe assist the protesters as well. We know that thousands of Iranians were killed because they were protesting against the government, and that we believe it may be still going on. And Trump is saying, look, time is running out, Iran. You should make a deal. Let's do this. Let's do it quickly. Otherwise, you're going to have this wrath descend upon you. So will they come to the table, or are they going to once again think that the U.S. is only calling their bluff. Well, we showed in Operation Midnight Hammer we weren't playing around, and we're not playing around this time either. So good for Donald Trump. Let's see if we can get him to the table.
I feel like the only person who can really sell the name Operation Midnight Hammer would be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Midnight
It's
Hammer.
Operation Midnight Hammer. We really gave it to them, didn't we?
We
They
did.
were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing job. Our boys know what they're doing. And girls. There were girls there, too, I understand. Yeah, huge, actually. And what exactly, and here's the problem, how exactly do you go in and stop the government from harming the citizens of Iran? There was one case where an army member refused to fire upon Iranian citizens, and so he was executed. And that's like, oh, well, that's not going well for us, is it? So, you want to go in there and you kind of want to punish the government, but you can't be seen as shoring up the revolution. They have to have their own revolution. It has to work for them, which is difficult because, the Iranian government is killing people who are actually, rising up against them. If you can get enough of that to happen and you can foster enough and say, hey, look, we're trying to help you. We want to help you as best we can. We'd really like to see this regime get overthrown. It could feasibly happen. Now would be more likely than ever because of Operation Midnight Hammer that they no longer have that nuclear kind of deterrent, even though it was always kind of in the future. It's just not there anymore. It doesn't exist at all any longer. And we know that their government is collapsing. We know that their economy is collapsing, and we're stopping some of their oil tankers from leaving and going and doing what it is they want to do. So we are making their lives very, very miserable as many different ways as we can. But, man, we can't get on the inside and help those people, unfortunately.
We got to be careful with that. Students at a Hoover Elementary School, they were at home yesterday, a little e-learning day on Wednesday. After that, school got a threatening voicemail. Now, Hoover police did conduct a security sweep of Deer Valley Elementary, which is where the call came into, located along Rossbridge Parkway, and they didn't find any threat. Thank goodness for that. Tuesday night, the school received an automated voice message, which led to the closure of the campus on Wednesday. Hoover police stated that the message was left very similar to some other messages received by school districts throughout the country recently that provide a bit of a hoax. Deer Valley resuming normal operations today. Kids back in class. That's a good thing. But got to catch whoever is doing this, and don't know the reason why. It seems kind of odd that it's at an elementary school. Really, we got elementary kids that are calling it a hoax. I'm not sure about that. That seems unlikely.
No.
So really, what's going on? Is this somebody outside of the city of Hoover, outside of the state of Alabama? We need some answers to this, and hopefully they can investigate it and trace it back to whoever made that call.
I hope they're able to track him down. It is a federal felony and is punishable by several years in jail, making a bomb threat of that nature. And it's the sort of thing that needs to be dissuaded. We got to stop other people from doing it. It disrupts learning or makes it be e-learning, which we learned during the pandemic doesn't really work that well.
No, it's not the best for the kids. But one day, it's all good. If it's to keep everybody safe, that's fine. But yeah, But thanks whoever did that for being disruptive to an entire elementary school. Everybody involved, parents, teachers, faculty.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Made a mess of
You
things.
did. Appreciate that.
Here. Coming up with Dixon and Vining, so much more to talk about, including Bob Donnie in New York. Actually, kind of took a look at the budget. He actually saw the numbers maybe for the first time. Probably talked to some advisors. Came out and gave us a big speech that consisted of these words. Folks, we're in trouble.
You just got in office,
Yeah.
Momdani.
Hello. Well,
already
let's face
waving the white flag. Help!
Hey,
I don't know what I'm doing.
the last guy was no picnic either, so this is part of the problem. Anyway, we'll dig in just a moment. 8:30 Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 8:34, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk 995.com. Got a lovely, lovely day in front of us with a whopping 46-degree high. Ho, ho!
Well, that's something to celebrate.
Look out, people.
This is better than 20 degrees lower than that for the weekend.
Which is what we're having on Saturday, yes.
Like this, think about that for a minute. We're 20 degrees warmer than it will be on Saturday.
I don't want to be
today.
26 degrees. I'm not
No.
happy about that. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass on that.
32 right now.
I have a choice. Yikes. It's going to be 37 on Sunday. That's better.
Yeah, a little bit. And then Monday's better. Tuesday, and then look out. Back up into the 50s.
Woo! Look out, people. Zoran Mamdani got himself a look at the budget and said, yeah, we are in a bit of a fiscal crisis here. All right, a serious fiscal crisis. Takes a swipe at Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo. Obviously, Adams, the previous mayor, and Cuomo, the previous governor, saying these are the guys who screwed things up. Well, everybody gets to blame their predecessors. Right?
Absolutely.
How do you not have enough money for me to do all the free things I want to do? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Right. You were supposed to leave this just absolutely picture perfect for me.
That's right.
Didn't quite work.
Well,
So,
first thing he said is we need to disband the police SRG group, the Strategic Response Group
protest unit.
is what it is. Yeah, what
Yeah.
they do is they go out if there is, in fact, some kind of protest, civil disorder, major events with highly trained personnel, specialized equipment. They've been critical as an asset during events like parades, protests, and the papal visit, okay? Guys who know how to handle these things. And he's all like, whoa, we need to do away with that and disconnect the counterterrorism unit from police responses. This is his first step in attempting to, little by little,
Chip
defund
away.
the police
Right.
department.
Chip
you
away
know?
at the
Yeah.
department.
I don't
How
think
convenient an excuse that he had that their budget is in a shambles.
he actually said, we don't need to do this because of money. We need to do this because it's the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll
So
see.
you're anti-law and order.
Apparently so.
That's great. This is a good start, Mom Donnie.
Former Mayor Eric Adams handed the next administration a poisoned chalice. He systematically under-budgeted services that New Yorkers rely on every single day. Rental assistance, shelter, special education. Really? That's something government's supposed to be paying for all those things? Is that how that works? However, Eric Adams is not the only reason we're here. For over a decade as he governed from Albany, former Governor Andrew Cuomo extracted our city's resources using our revenue to address state-level holes while withholding from the city what it was owed. The result is a stunning fiscal imbalance. New Yorkers contribute 54.5% of state revenue and receive only 40.5% back. No part of the state gives more and gets less in return than New York City.
New York City.
You know, everyone's going to say that, right? Yeah. Hey, welcome to the world. This is how it works, by the way. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but Zoran, there's this saying. I think one of your favorite guys said it originally. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. So the ability for New York City is to pay 55% of the state taxes, and the need for New York City is to get only 40.5% of that money back. That's essentially how it works. So, yeah, that's communism, my friend. That's the thing you touted. That's the thing you pushed. That's the thing you believed in. Not so fun when you're on the other side of it, is it? Not so fun when you're the one contributing and not getting everything back.
That's right.
Huh.
This is the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is going to be a slow cruise ship ride with Mom Donnie. Just give this all time. You start defunding the police, you're in New York City. How absolutely asinine is that?
Yep.
Absolutely. Whew. Tourism dollars is going to start going away. We know people have left and fled New York City. They're taking their money. They're taking everything they can and getting the heck out of there. Donnie, you are in for it. And this is the beginning of it. This is where he's supposed to come in and show leadership and say, okay, well, let's look at the entire playing field. Where can we budget things and do things better? Instead, he goes straight to the New York Police Department and talks about getting rid of the crisis team. What is in the world?
Part of his problem is that he wants to spend a whole lot more money on a lot of things, and he doesn't have that.
He doesn't have
so-
the money, right? So he's going
Yeah.
to start stripping other things, taking it from other places, and once again, giving it to places that he thinks need it. And it's not going to work well.
And then he's going to raise taxes,
Yes.
or so he says. We can not only put our city back on firmer financial footing, but also build a stronger city for everyone. At the top 1% of New Yorkers pay an additional 2% in income taxes. Again, your problem here is this. Your top 1% of New Yorkers don't really have a lot of income. They have a lot of investments. They have a lot of capital gains, but they don't really have a lot of income. And that is by design. You know, they get paid in things like stock when they can afford that, when they can work that sort of situation out. It goes into their portfolios. They cash things out, or they have stock and they borrow against it, which is how they actually pay their daily bills, because they have so much stock they don't have to worry about it. They can go ahead, borrow against it with the understanding I'm paying 6%, I'm paying 8%, whatever it is in interest. This stuff is going up sky high over the course of the next 5 years. I'll be fine. But I don't touch it, and then I don't pay taxes. And that's a pretty common thing that happens among the top 1% in any city in the United States of America. And Zohran Mamdani probably doesn't really understand that if he really thinks that charging an extra 2% in income taxes to these people is going to make a difference. 2% of nothing is nothing. Hey, you got no income. I got no income. What are you going to do? I'll rearrange things if I have to. You can come at me from a different way and watch me rearrange everything again so that I don't have to pay your taxes. The wealthy always manage to find a way out of this.
They know how to do it.
Yeah.
They pay people to help them rearrange. They have the wherewithal and the money to do that. And so they'll figure out a way. And again, as we go along, I think Mamdani is going to see more people flee the city of New York for this very reason. They're going to say, no, you know what? You're coming after way too much of my hard-earned money. I'm going to move along.
I can hear them leaving right now, like even as we speak.
Suitcases closing.
They're on the way, yes.
The car is started.
Click, click. Rich as a party, a spokesperson for Cuomo and founder of Bulldog Strategies, says Zohran Mamdani needs to learn that being an executive is more than cosplaying in a costume designer-made windbreaker. You need a basic command of the facts. Under Governor Cuomo, state aid to New York City schools rose 68%. The state absorbed billions in New York City Medicaid cost increases. Andrew Cuomo inherited an $11 billion deficit when he first took office, managed to close it through hard work and fiscal discipline, words that just aren't in Mamdani's vocabulary, says Azzopardi. He also hasn't been governor for the last 5 years, the exact amount of time that Mamdani, as a state legislator, was in a position to correct any perceived inequalities, except he couldn't even be bothered to show up for work.
Yikes. Never
a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
I'm not surprised that they're in trouble. I am surprised that Mamdani is taking this so hard that he's
it's the honeymoon phase was going through being a candidate and running through the election and all the smiles and little speeches that he gave, because he always had that big grin. Reality is set in now.
Yeah.
You got the job. You wanted the job, and this is the reality of it. Now that you've sat down and started to look at financially how the city looks and what you have to deal with. So, again, there's a big difference between running a campaign and smiling and doing a great job and winning. A whole nother ball game to sit down and start being the mayor of a city that size. Good luck.
All of us who knew it was going to happen just sit back with popcorn and just munch away and watch.
We kind of called it before when he started running. We were like, if this guy wins, this is going to be disastrous because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's never even run a lemonade stand. This guy has no idea what. You talk about somebody in way over his head. It's Mamdani.
You remember whenever he gave answers to questions, it was always very generic. It was always very simplistic and very generic. And, his whole goal was to not alienate anybody. But I was just asked about this the other day, and I said, here's what you need to know about Mamdani. The long-term New Yorkers, the guys who lived there forever, people who were born there and have been there for 40, 50, 60 years, they didn't vote for him. They voted for either Andrew Cuomo or they voted for Curtis Sliwa. It was mostly New Yorkers who became New Yorkers within the last 10 years and came from a foreign country that voted for Mamdani. Now think about that. Not native-born New Yorkers, not even native-born American citizens came here. Now, they did become naturalized citizens, so they're legal. I'm not saying that these are illegal people, but they're legal. But natural-born New Yorkers didn't want anything to do with this guy, and overwhelmingly those who were born elsewhere voted him into office. That's a little disturbing. That's
part of the problem.
Well, it'll show you how different New York is about to become.
Yeah.
As a result of all of this.
And you're going to see fewer and fewer tourists going to that city. We've discussed it, and people are like, I would love to go. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to do this. If you don't think you were safe over the last, 7 or 8 years?
Yeah. It's going to get much worse.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Much worse. Maybe you should get one of those big old trucks from Work Trucks to drive up there. Yeah, something that really withstand the bullets. Or maybe not. Work Trucks has got passenger vans, cargo vans, box trucks, pickup trucks, flatbeds, trucks with lift gates, trucks with the crane arms. You name it, they've got it. It's all over the lot. Over 100 vehicles on display at any time, and you can see them all at their website. That would be Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Trade finance, get an extended warranty, and find out why these guys are the Southeast #1 pre-owned work truck dealer. Don't forget about their service center right across the street. You can take your truck over there where you bought it from Work Trucks or not. They want to see you. They're going to get you back on the road rolling properly in a very short time. All work done in-house, by the way. Work Trucks with an X, LLC.com. Work Trucks, where they are all about trucks. $8:49. Dixon Dividing Talk 99.5, talking 99.5.com. Amazon cutting 16,000 roles as it looks to invest in AI and remove bureaucracy.
Oh, boy, here comes the AI replacing people.
Yeah, boy.
Here it is.
Amazon said Wednesday it'll cut approximately 16,000 roles across the company as part of an organizational overhaul aimed at reducing layers, increasing ownership, and removing bureaucracy, while continuing to invest heavily in areas such as artificial intelligence. In a message to employees, Beth Galetti, Amazon's Senior Vice President of People, Experience, and Technology, said the reductions affect teams that are still finalizing restructuring efforts, first announced in October. Most U.S.-based employees whose roles are cut will be given 90 days to look for new positions internally, while those who do not transition will receive severance pay and other forms of support. Transition? I have to transition?
Not that kind of transition. Different kind of transition.
Okay.
New role.
Galetti said the changes are not intended to signal a recurring cycle of broad workforce reductions and that Amazon will continue hiring in strategic areas. Well, they just had a bunch of layoffs. Now they're going through another bunch of layoffs. And this is going to be right-sizing. We're going to see this again as AI begins to take over and more stuff tends to get done by them rather than by human beings, which is a little frightening, you know?
Yeah, it is. And we will see more and more of that. And that's one of the things that we talked about early on when AI came along, that, you know, we would see that they would easily replace. And you think of some of those jobs, how easy would it be to use AI to replace them? I mean, you think now, you know, if it's something you've got to write, maybe you've got a bunch of writers in your office that do a bunch of, let's say in radio, we have somebody that writes an ad or something like that. You really don't need that person anymore.
Nope.
Not that we have that. It's been years since we've had somebody like that. But, you know, if you have somebody in the office that's like that, you use, you know, it's simple. You use AI, and then you rewrite some of whatever it is that you need written. And there's probably a million other examples of that. And AI is going to replace a lot of jobs. And Amazon, here you go. And they'll end up saving money in the long run to do that. They're looking at ways that they can be even more profitable, and this would be it. So
my problem is I want AI to replace the drudge work. I want them to replace the mowing of the lawn and the doing of the laundry, the cleaning of the bathroom. That's what AI needs to get on.
Well, you need a robot for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where's Rosie when you need her?
I don't know, but she's not far behind.
She'd be great to have just around taking care of business like that, because the rest of it, you know, when it comes to art and science and music, things of that nature, we all kind of want to do that ourselves.
We do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
No such luck. AI is doing some amazing stuff with art, by the way. They are actually doing some really decent, crazy, good sketches and pictures. And then, of course, making old pictures come to life and talk and move. It's like right out of Harry Potter. It's creepy as all get out.
It is. And it's all over. I mean, every time you go to social media, Richard, I don't know if you have a bunch of reels that pop up, but it's like 80% or 85% of the reels now are AI generated.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just insane what we're seeing. And every time now I'm like, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real.
Yeah.
And finally, when you land on something that's real, you sit there and you go, is that real?
Exactly. You can't be sure. You can't really be sure.
Either that's really good AI, somebody did a good job with it, or it's not real. I don't know.
Here's another interesting and quite bizarre story. Canada was caught red-handed manipulating competition at Lake Placid to cost the Americans a shot at the Milan Cortina Olympics.
Uh-oh.
Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, we're talking about the Bobsled and Skeleton Federation. I guess they call it the Bobsleigh and Skeleton Federation. They have found that Team Canada manipulated the outcome of the North American Cup in Lake Placid, New York, earlier this month. What they did was they had 4 team members drop out, which lessened the total number of points, which created a world where our U.S. bobslayer, who was, she's more of a Roberta Slayer because she's a girl, she couldn't possibly qualify because they reduced the number of points available to the entire crowd. And consequently, she wasn't going to get enough points to make it in there. And it was determined later that despite whatever they were saying on the subject, Canada was claiming, like, well, some of our guys weren't ready, and we just thought it was in their best interest to wait, and blah, blah, blah. They apparently said enough off the record to give the impression that, no, you guys did this on purpose to keep the Americans out. And really disturbing to me is that the IOC isn't going to do anything about it.
Oh, well, they definitely should.
No. They're like, we found this thing, you manipulated stuff.
And it's okay. We're going to let you.
And yeah, you're good to go. Don't worry about it. We're not going to go back and change.
Oh, well,
the results.
we could work on the other. What the U.S. could, we can do the same thing.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way.
Maybe.
Listen, Canada, play fair. That is wrong.
We tend to be a little bit more, Jeff Gillooly lead pipe in the hand kind of, at the skating rink, just bam. Why me?
That's pretty
us.
awful.
That's who we are. That's how we
roll.
roll.
That they did that.
It was indeed, no question. But yeah, this is odd. It reminds me of when a guy came out of the crowd, and I believe he stabbed Monica Seles.
Yeah, it was Monica
because he wanted Steffi Graf to be number one. That was so
weird. Yeah.
And he
well,
got his
she's on the court.
Yeah.
She's on the court,
right.
And he comes and stabs her. She's
Give
like,
you an idea.
What the heck?
European justice. He got 6 months in jail. She got bounced from the number one role. Steffi Graf was, in fact, number one. He got what he wanted by stabbing Monica Seles in the back. You're like, what are you doing? This is what, Canada just did this to the U.S., and the IOC says, that's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, well, yes, there is something
you can say,
it.
I'm sorry, Canada, you're disqualified. You, lady, you're in. If you don't punish people misbehaving like this, you're going to get more of it, right?
Minnesota.
And I really love the Winter Olympics. I think I like them a little bit more than
the Summer
Olympics,
really?
probably because I've been involved in almost all the sports.
Yeah. You can relate.
Not the biathlon, as far as you know.
I really love the downhill slalom.
Yeah.
Man.
Fun.
Oh, watching those guys. And then the thing is, the wipeouts are really bad.
They are. Yeah.
I don't wish for them.
Oh, sure.
I don't wish for them. But when they happen, you're like, oh, God.
As ABC used to call it, the agony of defeat.
The agony of defeat. That would be Eddie the Eagle coming off that ski jump.
Because if you've ever been skiing and you've lost a little control and you're headed down you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to hit a tree. Or if I fall, if I hit something and I fall, I'm going to break something.
The worst part is as you watch your one ski just go the rest of the way down the hill. You're laying there. It's like, geez, there it goes. Now I have to make it all the way down there on one ski. I can either take it off and walk, do the walk of shame down the hill.
It's really bad.
Or I can go ahead and ski down on the one ski.
We were talking earlier about skiing, and some of it is a hassle, and that you get really tired by the end of the day. It's when you do have a fall like that, trying to get the snow off the bottom of your boot, off the inside of the ski, to be able to put the boot back in the ski and snap it back in, while you're freezing cold and your poles are there and your gloves and your. Oh.
Man, you make skiing sound so fun.
I'm telling you, it is hard.
We used to take great pride in how long could you go without your pants being covered with snow or having some sort of snow stains on them. Because that meant you ate it. You bought it. Now, if you're not playing the game, if you're not, taking the risk of falling, then you're not pushing yourself to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit around on the green spots all day. You eventually have to move up to the blue squares,
and then go to
the
the
red,
black,
and then the black, the black diamond, which is
I did not get. One time I got caught on a black slope, and I really thought this is the end of it for me. Yeah. With all the moguls and everything, I was like, I'm going to die. There's no way for me to get down.
I was not watching, and I ended up on a black diamond slope as well at one point. No. And I was just like, here we go. We're just going to go real slow back and forth down this
2 hours later.
Extremely sharp hill. Yeah.
Or you just go over the mogul, boom, boom. Your knees are in the face.
It was interesting because the moguls were on one side, and the half pipe that was used by snowboarders was on the other.
Oh.
And so I was like, I'm going to go take the half pipe.
On your skis?
Probably would have done better on the moguls.
Yeah, on the moguls.
Probably would have done better on the moguls. Yikes. But, there were also little jumps and stuff that would be built.
That was fun.
Oh, yeah. Always a good time. Always a good time. Nonetheless, sorry to hear about this lovely bobslayer who is no longer going to be at the Olympics. Do wish that Canada, they didn't even apologize, which is so un-Canadian.
Well, you know
Normally
what?
They're like, hey, we're sorry.
Just watch it. It'll
sorry
come
we
back
shafted
around.
you like that, eh?
Come back around and get them. You know about karma.
The Canadian bobsled team, really. What happened to the Jamaican bobsled team? Can we get them in there? They actually know how to act. They act right. They should be ashamed of themselves. Anyway, when do the Winter Olympics start, by the way? Do we know?
Good question.
Next weekend.
Next
What?
weekend?
Really?
It seems so soon.
I wish that was on now. We could watch it this weekend while it's
All you got to do is
26
wait
degrees
a week.
out. Good
She's
heavens.
not waiting for a week.
Apparently
Come on.
not.
We
She's
got to-
impatient.
We got to get going on it.
She wants that.
Speed 'em up.
I want it now, Daddy.
She wants the chicken pimento sandwich back yesterday.
Yes, please.
Let's go, man. Don't have all week for this.
We're never going to see that again. That was a lie that they'd bring it back around.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a big lie.
I'm sure that's what it was.
I'm telling you.
Um,
it'll be back. It's just seasonal.
And as they're listening right now, they're going, well, now it's never coming back,
That's
Valerie.
right.
How
It
about
sure
that?
isn't. Take that.
Good job.
Like
Yeah.
somebody suggested I take my own little container of pimento cheese through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and just slap it on the chicken sandwich as
Go
I'm
for it.
going through.
Yeah.
I'm getting closer and closer to that.
Also, bring your own lettuce
And some
tomatoes.
honey. Need some honey for that.
Why don't you bring your own chicken?
Yeah, just, you know what? Forget it. I'll make my own.
Bring your own bun.